Among every world, among every timeline, among everything you can imagine in different worlds, people are there to guide you through stories, guide you through timelines. Welcome to the Blue Mask What If channel. Hello everybody, this is Blue Mask and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys will enjoy this video and let's begin this episode of What If Genshin Impact was in Danmachi, or some other names you want to call it. Let's start. Where we last left off, the Belle, Tiona, and Tiona just split off to go home. Even though Belle doesn't know where he lives, he does know where he can find other people. Belle was walking towards the guild, asking if his, captain asked where they could stay. He arrived at the guild to look around. He looked around for a specific person and found her. Aina Tool, I think I said she was the one that helped them. Aina Tool was was at the counter when he walked up to her. She looked up to look at Belle. Ah, you were with Mr. Sino, right? Shit, if I'm wrong, I'm fucked. You were with Mr. Sino, right? Yeah, I'm just here to ask what house we bought. I've forgotten to ask where we live now. Ah, yes, I was there when he asked where to go. Let me just see here. Give me a moment. Aina walked over to some paperwork and looking through it. After 10 minutes of looking through paperwork, she found the paper. Ah, yes, here it is. It's at the former Zeus house. So you have to go. Let me just find a map for you. Aina walked over to where Aina made Belle follow her over to a map where she pointed at a place. This is where the guild is, of course, as you can see. You have to go to the Tower of Babel and go to the left side down to this street. Aina pointed down and pointed where the house was. It's near the Twilight Manor, where the Loki familiar lives, but also is little more far away, almost near the entertainment district. I see, thank you. Why would they buy a house there? Oh, what were your name again? Oh, Belle Cornell. Yes, it seems like your family was part of the Zeus family. Yeah, I have been informed, so yeah. Oh, then that must make sense. Yeah, so the whole Zeus money and items goes to me, and therefore my familia, because I'm part of theirs. So the Nahida familia has the Zeus property, money, items, and things they have collected over the years, and information that Nahida needs. Yeah, I'm totally fine with it. I see. Well, there is where you live, and if you need advice, I will come to you and ask for advice. Yes. Thank you. My, you are very smart. Well, when you consider that I've been traveling around with the gods, Nahida, the goddess of information, in Tevat, and the whole other places, you kind of get smart. You kind of get smart all the time. I see. Well, in that case, hope you have a good travel to your new house, or old house. Thank you, Aina. Belle bowed and walked away from her. Belle walked for a few hours to the Sue's familiar house and saw, well, the Twilight Manor. It was a house that has been built on what he could see of it. It was built on a small foundation, what he could see through the gates. One by one, it was just built on and on. Belle could see that it kind of do look like a god of mischief has built this place. After looking at where his sisters live, he walked away towards his house. What he could understand of what it was called on the paper, the name was called the Lightning Fortress. It was a cool name, but they had to give it a new name. When he arrived at the gates, he could see his familiar started to move things in and going through Ida and trying to clean up the estate. Belle walked through the door and greeted some of his familiar members. He walked inside of the building to watch other members that haven't gotten a vision that still followed them. He looked around to see them doing great stuff and doing a lot of helping around, cleaning the estates, throwing out things that it needs to throw out. When he walked, he heard someone call his name. "Ah, Belle, you're back." Down the stairs walked down Al-Haytham, the information captain, or the leader in the information area of their familia. Belle bowed to him like he always does. "Ah, Al-Haytham, it's good to see that people are getting busy in my old home." "Ah, yes, I must apologize. A lot of the items are rotten." Yeah, I get it, don't worry. "But the impotence of your former home is..." Not impotence, what the fuck did that even mean? Why did I say it? "The importance of this house is, well, relative to our goddess." "Yes, I understand." Belle looked around and asked, "So, is there..." "Yes, your parents' room has not been touched." "The other part?" "Or the clothes and items are being sorted out. Luckily, Nahida is doing that for you." "Where's my room?" Al-Haytham looked at him and nodded. "It's this way." I know Al-Haytham is not like this, but because Belle is a different kind of situation and he actually... Al-Haytham helped Belle, well, rescued Belle. So Al-Haytham has a little soft spot, but not a lot. Belle followed Al-Haytham up some stairs to the third floor, where a tower was standing up. He looked at the nameplate. I haven't heard of Belle's father's name, have I? Oh, no, I haven't. Random name. Fuck it, Leo Cronell. And Materia... Oh god, what is their last name? Materia... Let's say she took the name of... So for easier for me, because I have to research this later. Materia Cronell. Bell looked at the nameplate and brushed his hand over their names. He took the door handle and walked through. The tower where they lived was comfortable. It had this homey feeling, and the feeling that he never expected to feel again, like a home, but it just here. Belle walked to the table and the sofa that was in the room, where their sort of living room in the whole place. It was dusty and a lot of cobwebs has come around. There are some books and some hero stories he could see in those books. Items has been dusted and everything. He saw some pictures on the table. He picked one up to look at it. There was one picture of his father and mother standing and smiling at a park. He thinks he doesn't know where it is exactly. He put it down and looked at another picture. This one was hilarious to Belle. It's of his father running away scared of his aunt Althea, even though he knows what happened to her, of Nahia's, telling. He smiled at how angry his aunt looked at his father, and he could see his mother laughing very hard in the background. He took another one and looked at it. This one made him tear up a lot. It's of his mother sitting at the chair beside this table, looking at her stomach that it's, obvious it's pregnant, with his father holding her hand. The next picture was of, the entire Zeus Familia before they went on the quest. The entire Familia, even Hera's Familia, was there, looking and smiling. He could see their captain, what he understood was a level 9 before she died to the Black Dragon, smiling in the front. His father and mother was off to the side beside, his Aunt Althea, smiling, a little smile on her face, standing beside a tall man in black armor. He didn't have a smile, but his eyes, what he could see, was also happy. He saw a lot of people smiling and having fun. Belle put the picture down and looked around his room. His parents' room, that's now his. It was brightly colored to the walls. A homey floor that's made out of wood. A feeling of warmth and comfort. A smell that's pleasant and nice. Like baked bread coming right out of the oven, or muffins. He walked over to the stairs that goes up to the second floor. There he sees something that makes Belle really starts to feel things. There was a bed with that two people can sleep on. A bed where his parents had slept. It had blue coloring on it and white pillows, with a beautiful white frame around the bed. But beside that was a crib, what he could see had only been used around maybe one time, two times before it has been left there. He knew that he has been here in Orario, but got kicked out at a young age. This was the last place he ever was in Orario. Alhaitham walked up to him and put his hand on Bell's shoulder. Are you alright, kid? Yeah, I'm fine. This is hard. Yeah. Do you want to move things away or throw out? No. I think I'm gonna. I don't want to throw everything out of my parents. Maybe, maybe I'll probably dismantle the crib and put it in storage if some of our members get a child. Good idea. The furniture. Probably see if they're not destroyed. If I could. If it's not, I will probably make an order to a familiar that can fix furniture. Maybe keep that. Probably change the bed and everything. It's sort of sad seeing this. That I could have grew up here. Yes, it's sad. You probably should look through everything. Right. Thanks. Alhaitham walked down to the. He walks over to the stairs and look back to Bell. Take your time. All of us will understand. Bell nodded and looked around the room. It took Bell some, hours to look through it. His mother and father's dressing was similar to his. Light armor, but not heavy enough to stop him. He knew his father wasn't strong. He wasn't a level 5 or anything. For what he understood of what they have collected of Zeus's items Zeus's items of his parents and everything about their description, his father's was probably a supporter, most likely. He wasn't in the Zeus familia for a long time, probably only 5 years. For what Zeus described of him, he was one of his favorites, and Hera and Materia was the favorites of Hera. Sorry about that. And what he could understand, his mother was very sick, but she could do a hell of a lot fight. She was level 4. His father was probably level 3. His father died before Bell could even meet him. He died in the Black Dragon attack, saving his aunt, for what Zeus wrote is in the description of his last act. His mother died a few months afterwards of the sickness that had corrupted him. Without getting more fauna and more experience, the disease took over his mother's body. And destroyed it. Bell looked at the clothes and he didn't want to throw everything out. There were some few armor pieces from his mother's old armor, His father's armor was completely gone. There is no sign of it, but his normal walking clothes was there, so he could use that properly. He could see what it fit or what could not, what he could the family use. He dusted off his mother's armor and clothes. He saw her weapons of choice being being a staff with a good crystal to use magic in, so it could enhance her attack. Belle smiled in this and closed the door to the closet. P.S. I'm just breaking here. I know Materia was very, very sick of what I've heard of people. I haven't figured out where I can find that, but I know Materia wasn't a adventure of sorts. But I want her to be a little more in this story. And I know Belle's father wasn't. I don't know what happened to him. I just know he wasn't strong like other Zeus members. He was more like a supporter in canon, I think. More of a coward than Belle was. No, Belle isn't. Yeah, he was like kind of coward as Belle was. So yeah, I know, and I don't know everything about it. I will probably look at it after this recording, trying to find out more about them, trying to figure out where they are from or anything. So yeah. And I don't know if I'm gonna say that Alfie survived, or probably more like in this story, she did die in Aurario, but Belle did knew about her and actually met her. Chayona didn't meet her, or God, I forgot his name. Or Sald. Bro, it's hard to pronounce his name. I haven't decided that yet, if Alfia did talk to Belle or stayed with him for a few years before she went back to Aurario. But anyways, after Belle went through all of his parents' stuff, he walks down the corridor towards just trying to figure out the whole layout of the building. After some few hours exploring, looking outside, talking to some few members, helping around a little, he ran into, Dia. Oh god, I need to look. Give me a moment. I need to remember all their names. I figured out the names, and if I forget, I can just look them up. Though the last character that has been introduced as a Sumuro character, I don't know how he acts. I need to play the game or watch some clips about him, so I need to figure out who he is and everything. So he will not be in the story yet. So I'm sorry if he's your favorite character, because I haven't played Genshin Impact a long time ago by now. Anyways, Belle ran into Dia, his mentor, or the commander of the fighting edition of their familia, and he is the vice captain of that. Belle walked over to her and started to talk to her. So, Dia. Ah, Belle, there you are. How's your new room? It was your parents', right? Yeah, it is. Great. How was it? Sad? You found something. A crate? It Seems like I've been there for not a long time. What are you gonna do with it? Probably just dismantle it and keep it if someone needs it. I need to check the other furnitures and the bed if they are damaged or not, but I like to keep some stuff. That's a good idea. That's a good idea to do. Anyways, do you want to check on the weapons we got from this, your old home? How many weapons? Dia started to walk and handed Belle some papers. About 20 swords, some few rapiers, some long swords, some broadswords, different kind for different members that's not here anymore. We got some books, we got some magic staffs and everything. We got some items, a few valuable items we won't sell, some things we probably would sell. There's some potions we have to throw out because they went bad. Oh yeah. Anything else? We got some bows, some arrows, normal stuff. We got some medical supplies we have to throw out as well. We got some new bandages. We had some few great swords, some large swords you can probably use. Maybe. Armor? We got some clothes, some medals. Probably wealth can work with, but no armor. I think they used the last armor on the Black Dragon. Sorry about that. Someone just walked in through my door. Alright, so it was the armor. It makes sense that they lose all of their armor to the dragon. How about other weapons, items? Yeah, that makes sense. We saw the food items. All of them has gone bad, muck and everything. Some of the people are cleaning the area right now. It fucking stinks. Their stomach is strong, of course. No, I still need to look through the papers. Some weapons needs to be fixed. I need to see that and we need some new armors, some new medals. Yeah, but no, there's nothing I can say that we need. Your family home is pretty sturdy. The house is fine. It's more like spider webs and bugs that just destroyed a lot of the furniture and need to be replaced. I see. Do you know where Sino and Kale is? I need to check up on if my eye is okay. Yes, there should be in the medical room. It's down when you come from the door and go up to the first floor, not the ground floor. The first floor. They should be on the left side down the hallway. There should be a sign in front of the door where you can go in and be checked out. That should be the place to go. Good luck, Belle. Thanks. See you later. See ya. Belle walked away from Dia, walking down to the first floor, not the ground floor, to the first floor, and walks down to the left side of the stairwell, where you can see a door with a sign outside with a medical symbol on it. It's oh, sorry. It's not the cross. It's the caduceus of whatever it's called, like the Apollo staff. The Apollo staff of medical. I don't know why it's that, but anyways. Belle walked in and looked around. It was the right room, but he could see some places need to be cleaned heavily. He could see Sino and Kale with some few members of the medical squad there talking about need to be replaced, what they have to replace of the items and everything. When they heard Bell walk in, Sino and Kale and some few members looked to see who it is, and seeing Bell, Kale knew why he was here. Ah, Bell, of course you're I. Come over here, sit in this chair. We don't want to disturb the bed. Bell nodded at this, realizing some of the beds are pretty bad. Bell walked over to a chair and sat down. Kale, lift the hair from the eyes to look at it. Bell's eye was fine. Even though it looks bad, it's completely healed. Nothing has been destroyed, nothing has been moved. So Bell had gotten a clean health check on his eye. Well, your eye's fine. We don't have to sew something together or anything. Your eye still looks horribly, but it's totally fine, Bell. Oh, thanks God. Thank God. Thanks, Kale. No problem. Anyways, how was it? Looking at my parents' room? Sad, but understandable. I see. Anyways, how's your girlfriends? You said it's been a long time since you got a letter. Oh, right. I've sent a letter to them, actually. It should be arriving in a week or two. I hope so. I really hope they send a letter back. It's been a while. Yeah, understandable. Anyways, what do you guys are missing from here? I can see a lot of things need to be replaced. Yeah, though it's sad. Yeah, some medical supplies has gone really outdated. Like, I think some of them was about to explode. Kale walked up to them and answered, actually, some of them did explode. Luckily, it was me, not other people, that found that out. Luckily, I didn't get infected or anything. Sounds good. But how much money? I know it's not my field, but it's gonna be expensive. But a lot of money has been transferred to our new account from the Zeus Familia. It has been rearranged, what I've heard from God, what's her name? Sino just explained that everything has been transferred into Nahida's name and their familia, so Bell doesn't have to be worried. Bell nods at this. Okay, that makes sense. So, is everything else okay here? Sino and Kale just smiled at this. Bell was always a kid that helped. Not at the beginning because of his trauma and everything, but afterwards, after he got over it and went through it, got some help for it, Bell was the same kind of kid, still different, but still kind of the same as he was back then. Sino shook his head. No, we can deal with it. You should probably go to talk to Welf and Lily. I think they're down in the forge area. Probably looking at some stuff, seeing if everything needs to be replaced. Alright, I will check up on them. Thank you, Sino. Thank you, Kale, for checking up on my eye. No problem. See you later, Bell. Bell waved as he walked out of the room. Bell was walking down the hallway when he realized He never asked where it was. Belle just smacked his head and said, "Idiot." Belle just walked around to check out more places, help some members, help to get some things out of the house, when he ran into the... give me a moment. Alright, so I have found out her name. Her name is Dio, or Dory. Her name is Dory, not Dio. Alright, he ran into Dory, Belle's captain of their money and everything. Dory smiled and greeted Belle. "Ah, Belle, it's good to see you." It's good to see you as well, Dory. Have you seen Welf and Lily? Yes, I've seen them. They're in the forge. Yeah, where is it? I have forgotten to ask. Oh. Well, they're down in the basement. That's the place where you have to check. Really? It's down the basement, not outside? Weird. Yeah, it's a weird design, but it makes sense. It can warm the whole house, actually. Huh. That's... Well, anyways, thank you, Dory. No problem. And remember, don't go into bad deals and always keep the Mora. Yes, or Valis. You're the weird one. Never mind. See you later, Dory. See ya. Dory walked away when Bella went to the stairs and to the basement door, where you can see that's just basement area. He walked down to see where Welf and Lily are, but after 10 seconds he already knew. He could hear both of them just started arguing in the background. Sorry for that. There was some noises that annoyed me, and you can kind of hear it in my voice, but I'm here to continue. So, Belle could hear Lily and Welf arguing in the background, and he smiled at it. He truly, truly loves his best friends. He grew up with them for some years now, and they consider each other siblings. Welf being the oldest, Lily being the second oldest, Belle being the youngest at 14 actually. Belle is 14. Being 14, he's the youngest and being treating like that. Even though Lily had a crush on him, Belle knew that after they explained their feelings about each other, they consider each other just friends. Nothing more and nothing less. So when he walked into the forge, he could see them arguing, but they had a little smile in their on their lips. Belle smiled at this and walked over and just put his arm between them. All right, you two, stop arguing. What is going on now? Lily looked at Belle, and so did Welf. Well, this idiot tried to do something stupid. All right, I get it. I'm stupid. Whatever. What did he do? I tried to lit the forge on fire to see what has to be fixed, but it imploded with smoke. And Lily warned me about it. Belle just looked at Welf at this point, and Welf just sighed. Alright, I get it. I fucked up. Don't yell about it. Belle just smiled at this. Okay, okay. So you didn't check if I checked. There's no blockage. You see, Belle walked over to the forge and, well, the fireplace, and stood, well, beside it. You see, the forge has a pump under like any others, but it's a little bit stronger than I thought. And it has some few more things I need to fix. There's some small holes that you can see. Bell pulled the blowing. If you have seen some Smith, they know they had that up down thing. I have no idea what it's called. I'm sorry if you know. If you know, please leave it in the comments. The up down thing that blows air into the forge. Welf pulled it up, and Bell could see there was a hole in it. Yeah, when I pumped it to see if it works, the small embers was got in it and exploded it. It probably sometimes happen, but of course it's old and exploded, making smoke go out. So I had to put it out and everything. So we have to replace that and some of these tools. Welf walked over and picked some tools up. It needs to be fixed as well. Belf saw a hammer, a holding eye scissored thing. No, not Bell. Well, showed some things and pointed what needed to be fixed. Nothing was clogging the smokestack to get heat around the house. Did that was not destroyed. That was actually good made. The forged iron where the coal should be had broken a while ago before he came, but he still had to test it. They had to get some new wood for the fireplace to start. They had to get some new coal. Yeah, they have to get some, right? They had to replace the pump thing, like he said, and some tools. Bell just nodded at this. Okay, so how much will that cost? If you say only the pump, we just have to replace the letter. And before Wolf could say anything, the handle of it on the top part of it just broke off. This made all three of them just do a dumb face, and Wolf just said, "Oh well, we have to play. I think we just have to replace it." Yeah, we have to replace it. Wolf sighed and just put it away. Well, it will probably take some few hours. If we can fix it and turn it up, maybe get some replacement for the iron bar that keep the coal up and the fire going. Probably take 25,000 valis to replace this. But as the quality, or we have to go to the original makers, probably Gordnew Familia, and see what it actually cost to replace it, or go to another place to find a new one. Yes, that sounds great. And the tools? Yeah, probably go to Hephaestus. You know she has she and I actually made a deal. Right, that old deal that when we actually met her back then. Yeah. Belle just had a grin at this. Or you just want to see her. Wells just fumbled with the hammer he held in his hand and almost dropped it. What are you talking about, Belle? Well, we aren't stupid. We know you love her. Just shut up. Both of them just smiled at this, and well, Bell said that he will inform the Dory about this. Wolf nodded and wrote down the expenses he think it will probably cost. Bell took the paper and walked out of the room, hearing the argument starting up again. Bell smiled and just walked out. Bell found Dory, a few minutes later, giving the paper and explaining what happened. Dory just sighed. We're gonna spend a lot of money on this. Yeah, a lot of things have to be replaced, and after how much did we get after converting the Mora we got? Well, after all the expenses and all the cost we have, we had some extra over from the expenses and the taxes and buying the house and the remodeling funds for the original Mora transferring to Valis. We are probably 2 million Mora. No, 2 million Valis in 2 Mora. Right now we had 100 million Mora after selling some stuff, some monster parts all around the world, and where Mora could be sold. We got some few Valises beforehand when we traveled to this part of the world, converting that was 10 million Valis. Dora just says some numbers, and Belle just, all right, so how much do we have? Around 1 billion to 3 billion for the Zeus Familia money, and combined with our money and Valis over. So yeah, around there. So we can expend it, but we probably need to go down to the dungeon. Oh, by the way, I never asked Wealth, how is the dungeon? How much money did you get? Well, you have to say that to Lily, I kind of forgot. The dungeon is actually pretty easy when you're, our level. Yes, it is. So, I've heard you met your sisters. How are you interested in this? I don't know, I'm bored, dude. Give me a break. I don't count Moras. I want to count Moras and monies, but I have to do this taxes and... Yeah, God. Yeah. Good luck with that. See you later. I'm gonna talk to Anahita. Alright. See you later. Money. Belle just walked away smiling, hearing the last part of her sentence. Belle walked around, but finally found where, Nahita's office is. He knocked on it and he heard her voice. Come in. He walked in to see that the room is, pretty dusty, but has been cleaned a little more. He saw Nahita looking at the books and files, and reports about the dungeon, floors, monsters, and everything. Nahita saw who it is and smiled. Belle, it's good to see you. How was your introduction to your old home? Well, it's fine. Saw my parents' room. Got emotional, went around seeing that a lot of stuff needs to be replaced. Yes, sadly, Some of the furniture is okay and probably in the best condition ever. But we still have to replace a lot of stuff. The furnitures, the spiders, the bugs. We have cleaned a lot of it. We are working so fast if we can. Luckily, Seuss wasn't dumb. Luckily, Seuss ain't dumb. Well, Lord God Seuss wasn't dumb. He actually put some, magic on the books and research he had. Oh, what did my grandfather do? Nahida explained that Seuss had some of his mages put spells on the books so they wouldn't rot or anything. The files and papers were the expensive stuff they had. Bell said that was kind of a good idea. He asked if there's something more. Nahida explained that tomorrow there some of the higher that Al-Haytham, her, and the others are going to a bar tomorrow night because this is gonna be busy these couple of days. Getting the money right, to get the stuff correct, get everything sorted out. They had to do a lot of stuff. Bell nodded at this and said he's going to his parents' room to clean more up and bid her a good night. He bid her a good night because of the night was falling. Nahida smiled and said, and put her hands on his head. Have a good night as well, Belle. Please be careful. He smiled and nodded at this. Walking out of the room and going to his parents' room to clean up. So, it's been a couple of minutes for me. I'm sorry. Anyways, a day later, Bell has done a lot of things this day. He have fixed things, helped people get old stuff out, get rid of rotten stuff to get rid of old and rusted or destroyed furniture out of the house. Organize the books, reports, and the dungeon files and everything of each floor. They can go on each monsters and checking on the armors, weapons, bows, arrows, everything that has Bell's attention. So he was quite busy the next day after he went to clean his father and mother's room, and he also changed things there. He got rid of some old clothes. His mother's clothes was absolutely fine. Her armor was kind of more dusty, but he wanted to keep it in his room. So he put up a mannequin and put the armor to a corner and put some of his mother's pictures and father's picture behind it so he can remember her by. He had to get rid of the crib in his bedroom. He packed it up and put it in a storage room where they can fetch it if someone had a kid or they found a kid. Whatever they needs and whenever they needed. But Bell has done a whole lot of stuff the whole day, so he was tired when the night came around. All of them, some of the main group, like all the named characters, are going to a pub that Nahida have heard about, called the Hostess of Fertility. Bell, when he was walked with Wealth and Lily and Collie, because they are, well, Collie, Bell, Wealth, and Lily are the sub commanders. Well, the sub commanders helper or assistant. So, well, yeah, they're commander of their squads, if you can say that. So they have also been busy and tiring. They were talking when they fucking fly. Shit. Yeah. That's my eye. Son of a beep. Sorry. It's just a fly came to my face. Fucking frightened me. Anyways, they were walking through the street talking about some stuff they have to get done, what they have to find out, what they have to buy to replace some stuff. When they can hear whispers around them, not from their familiar, but from adventurers, people, civilians walking around and looking at them. That's them, right? That's the new familiar that's arrived here with a lot of people. Yeah, and I've heard they have the strongest person here. Are you kidding me? Stronger than the king? Yeah. He's level 9. They say he's level 9, but I don't believe that. It's impossible. They haven't even ventured down into the dungeon. They arrived yesterday. But they come from Teyvat. Haven't you heard Teyvat is the most dangerous place on this planet? In the whole world? Bell just didn't look impressed of this. Hearing what they have said and everything. Bell just looked at the others that also heard some other conversation. They really don't believe that we are higher, well, the same kind of level as the Aurario adventurers, right? Well, we can't blame them. Bell looked to his other side where Kole was. I mean, we come from Teyvat. We have a different kind of systems. We have a different system with our vision. So, yeah, it will get confusing, but it will still take the same amount of years to level up. Even though we have more levels, it doesn't really matter because they have single levels. Yeah, you're probably right. But it sucks hearing them talk like this. I know, just bear with it. They're dumbasses. Never hear you say that before. Oh, shut up. Alright. Bell laughed at Kole getting mad at him, and Lilia Wolf also smiled at this. When they look in front, they see that the others were heading towards a bar. They can see that was named for hostess of fertility. This is the place where they're gonna, well, eat for this night. When their group arrived, they see a cat present at the door. Cat door coming and asking if they have a reservation. They say they do, and they are under the Nahida Familia. When she looks surprised at this, but announces it anyways. When they walk in, they see a lot of adventurers around, but not a lot because there were 2 tables that haven't been filled. Bell thinks there's probably gonna be another group coming and eating here. Probably didn't know who it was or anything. You're not gonna know who it is or anything. So they went over and sit down. A lot of 2 more waiters came over to their table and took their order. An elf and a gray-haired girl. The The gray-haired girl went up to Belle's group, being, well, Welf, Lily, Belle, and Collie. Can I take your order? Well, no, that's... Hello, my name is Seer Flover. My name is Seer Flover. Can I take your order? Yes, can I get Belle names a dish she wanted to try and some, well, ale. Or just some small, not strong alcohol. But not Belle. Wolf immediately just get him some juice or elfin juice like that. We don't want him getting drunk. Seer just looks confused and Belle just looks pissed. Wolf, just let me have it! Nope, the last time you got it, you fucking went crazy. Oh, come on! It was one time! I gotten better. You haven't had any alcohol since then. Nope. I'm not giving you any. Get him some juice or something else. No alcohol, no nothing. Belle's just... Fuck shit! God damn it! Wolf! The other just laughed at their table. At their side of the table, just laughing hard of Belle just cursing out Wolf. Seer smiles at this and says that he will get that for Belle. Belle just puts his down on the table like, I'm not getting any alcohol over this. Wolf just laughs, having fun teasing his sort of brother. After some few moments, the orders came with their drinks and everything. They were talking about some stuff they have to do, what they're excited for in the town, what they could do, and anything else. When they hear, the second reservation of the day has arrived. Belle looked over to see who it is, just curious of, well, who it could be. When he sees the Loki familiar just walking in, he was surprised about this kind of situation. When he saw Tayone and Tayona and an elf girl he actually saw in that party with eyes coming as well. Give me a... Needs to be comfortable. The Loki familiar haven't seen them yet, so Belle stood up and waved at Tayone and Tayona. Well, says their names out, and the Loki familiar looks to see Belle and some of his members of his familia, surprising Tayone and Tayona. They say they're just gonna say hi to Belle, for this was kind of a surprise. They walked over to Belle and started to talk to him. What are you doing here, Belle? Oh, my goddess heard about this by someone, and I wanted to check it out, so we went here to eat. I actually got good food. What are you doing here, by the way? Oh, it's a sort of tradition for us to come to this bar and just eat out as much as we can. Oh, so it's interesting. Fucking fine. That sounds interesting. You do this often? Yeah, actually. Like I said, it was kind of a tradition they did. Oh, interesting. Well, you probably should get back. I think you should probably get back to your group. You can come over if you want to talk to me. I don't mind. Both of them nodded and walked back to their table. At this point, Dia looks, that was sitting beside Belle at the table, leans over to her. Well, leans over to him. So that's your sisters, huh? Amazons. Well, sort of sisters. Like I said, we're not related. We're not related in blood, but I have been around them for a long time to consider them my sisters back then. Interesting. What are you thinking about? Nothing, don't worry. Yeah, that doesn't make me happy. What is it? Like I said, don't worry about it, Belle. You want to fight them, don't you? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, come on! Belle just gets angry at Dia and she just laughing out loud. But over at the Loki table, Loki and the rest of the familia that didn't meet Belle or their captain looks at their group. That didn't meet Belle or that knows about it. Asks Tyone and Tyona. Riveria looks at the twins. May I ask who is he? You never talked about him. Oh, that? You mean Belle? That's the person that we considered our brother when he fell down the river. Fucking Yoda. Ah, you mean the young lad, did you say, that disappeared down the river when that village got attacked you were in? Yeah, that's him. Lad looks different. The lad looks different from what you described him at. Well, as we talked to him yesterday, and he explained that he was with his familia there, the Nahida familia. They came from Tevat. They came from Tevat. Ah, that place. Never been there, but I've heard their land is hard. The land is harsh. But after, when Gareth said that, they hear the ch sound. Oh, I'm so sorry if that was too loud for you. If that was too loud. They hear a ch sound beside Gareth. It was Pete sitting there. I don't believe ya. What is this to that place? I've never heard of it. Finn smiled at this. Of course you haven't. Tevada is a place where monsters are stronger than other monsters. It may be even stronger than monsters from the dungeon. Are you kidding me? The dungeon is more dangerous than any other landmarks. Right? No, Pete, it's not. Tvat has more variety of monsters on land. I've heard there's some that's even metal robotic. I haven't been there myself, of course, but Tevat is more dangerous. There's monsters everywhere from what I've heard. It can't be serious. Be quiet, Pete, and just have a good time. After that conversation, all the others and from the Nahida table, the others from Loki Familia was curious about the people from Tevat, mostly. When Eyes asked a question, they are strong, right? How strong are they? Everyone looked at her at that question. I mean, we have seen those three pointing at Belle, Welf, and Lily talking to Lily, and Belle, Welf, and Lily talking with Kale and Dia that went into their conversation. We have seen them defeat a whole group of Minotaur without any problems. That means they have fought a whole group before. Maybe different things? Rosaria thought about what Eyes said and actually surprised that Eyes took this long. She looked at Eyes and saw that she was interested in this group. After after some few minutes, Bet got drunk and did something stupid in a sense. Bet got up and went over to the Nahida table towards Bell and his group. And Bell was started to cause trouble, talking shit about Bell. But Bell saw that Bet is drunk, so he knew that probably some of these things he said is kind of not true. Bet got a little more arrogant in his drunk state and asked if they can battle so Bet can show that he's not strong. He's not strong. Everyone was shocked by this, but Bell was alright fighting Bet. He said Bell agreed to the fight outside of the pub if his captain agreed. Saito, I think I'm correct, Saito, was sitting near Nahida and Al-Haytham. Saito just... It's Saito, right? Give me a moment. That's correct. Saito nods at that he approved of the fight outside of the pub. This went everyone at the Loki table nervous. Bell stood up and just walking out of the bar. Some of the patrons walking out to see, the fight. Bet, having his gloves and greaves on, actually got a little more sober than before. Actually fighting in his normal style, but still being sort of drunk. Tyone and Tyona went up to Bell to ask him if he's really doing this because Bell doesn't have a weapon on him. Bell was outside the street looking at Bet. Not Welf, Bell. Both Tyona and Tyona went up to Bell to ask him if he is sure because he doesn't have a weapon. Bell just smiled at them and just said, "I always have my weapon on me. You can probably not see it." The Loki familia, hearing this, was getting confused. Welf and Lily standing beside them with Dia. When Bet and Bell were standing in front of each other, Bell took it. I thought someone was about to come into my room. Anyways, Bell took his hand and put it behind his back. Everyone saw he looked like he was grabbing something when he started to pull, showing a great sword coming from his back, showing it, and it's the same one in the picture, as you can see. Everyone was shocked by the appearance of the great sword. Bet already have seen it, was surprised at where it came from because Bell wasn't carrying the great sword. It just appeared. When eyes looking confused, but seeing that Welf, Lily, and Dia was standing there, she walks over to them. "May I ask?" All three of them looked at her. "How did he had a weapon appear from his back?" Dia smiled at this. "Well, you see, our vision holder has some few perks that adventurers don't. One, we can summon our weapons because they're in the vision. Not our backs or anything else. They appear up behind our backs. When we are done after a fight, it can appear behind the back, and we can use to make well, we can take the weapon immediately if we need to fight again. It can disappear over time. See? Alright, I get it. When Bet and Belle was ready to fight, Dia went between them and raised her hand. You ready? Both of them nodded and she said, Go! Bet immediately rushes forward to hit Belle with his foot, while trying to keep Belle in his head. Belle raises his great sword, but to the blunt side, and uses the side of his greatsword to block the attack. Belle immediately swings his sword around and hits Bet in the stomach, but with the blunt side. He's not using the edge in this fight. Belle immediately rushes forward, swinging his sword from the left side. No, from the left side and down catching Bet in the air and swinging him down to the ground, hitting the floor hard. Bet gasps for air but cuts the weapon and catches the weapon's side and kicks Belle's feet from him. Belle immediately lands on the ground and trying to get away from Bet, trying to roll away. Bet immediately gets up and trying to stomp on him. Belle grabs his weapon and blocks it with his sword. Belle pushes Bet off of the sword and do a handstand, kicking Bet in the stomach, flying him a little bit away. When Belle went to attack with the blunt side, Bet trying to punch Belle in the face. Both the weapons, the greaves, I think they're called, and gloves connect. Well, the sword and the gloves connects and makes a little bit of an airway when Sino stops the fight. Alright, that's enough. Belle almost yelled at Sino, but immediately looking at Sino, Bet just stood down. He knew, he can't fight this man. Sino looks at Belle. You're satisfied, aren't you? Belle nods at such word. Yes, I see the strength of adventurers here. Sino turns to, Finn that was looking at this interesting. I'm sorry for the fight. Finn just waved his hand. No, don't worry. It was Bet that challenged your member, so I don't blame you. We should probably get back into eat their food. The food should be... We should probably go back to eat the food. They went back, but Tyona, Ice, and Luthia joined, Belle's group to a little bit of talk. Sino, Dia, and Alhafa went over to the Loki Familia to talk if they could make an alliance. Nahida also went over to Loki that was sitting at the bar just to catch up on times. Even though they didn't talk, they were sort of friends in heaven. But we are going to the group of Belle and the others. Belle was talking with Tyona and Tyone and how he learned how to fight. He was talking about after he got rescued, like he said he got rescued by Dia and Alhaitham, pointing at the woman with hair like cat ears, and Alhaitham, the one with the grayest sort of hair and green clothes. They talked a little about how Bell trained with Dia and actually is the sub commander of their, well, Dia's division, or the vice captain of Dia's division. Tayoni gets interested in this. What do you mean well, the vice captain of Dia's division? Oh, right. Um, I am Dia's vice captain, or of our group, fighter, the fight, the the fighting division of our familia. We have split it up into four: fighting, research, and and armor making and money collection is in the same thing. And there's also medical corps. And each one has a commander, or each one has a pseudo captain in it. Dia pointing at Dia, Bell pointed at Dia, is the commander of the fighting division. I'm under her student, so I'm the vice captain. Not Bet. Welf, pointing at Welf, is under Dory, pointing at the girl on the table with a purple hat. Dory is in the oh god, I've forgotten the word. The the blacksmith and not intel, not that, that's information, and the money thing. Belf is under her as a blacksmith. She has taught Wealth a lot of things about blacksmith and selling items, collecting item hoarding and everything. Lily is the sub commander of Al Haytham of the research. He's teaching her about strategy, information gathering, and everything else. Kale, pointing at Kale that just waved at the girls, is the student of Tignari, pointing at the guy with big ears. Pointing at Tignari is the vice commander of the medical corps, or the medical squad in our familia. Everyone nods at this, getting that information. I see. Well, who is the real captain and vice captain? Oh, that will be Sinari. Or Tignari. Pointing at the one with the Egyptian mask on him. And I forgot her name. Isn't it Cassandra? Give me that. It's Candace. The captain is. I will just say it again. The captain is Tignari or Tinari. Not Tignari. What the fuck? It's Sino. Fucking Sino. I said it wrong. I am so sorry. Our captain is Sino. Pointing at Sino. And our vice captain is Candace. Pointing at the other woman at their table. I see. But the theater was looking at Belle asked a question. May I ask a question? Sure. What is it? When we met you, you were covering your eye with your hair. You're still doing it. Oh, you mean this eye? His hand was, he took his hand and put it to his left eye. Yes, you never Explain why. Oh, because I have a scar there and it's kind of horrifying for some people. Why? Well, it's Cole stepped in at this point. Belle's eye is fine to see. He can see perfectly through it, but it's the horrible implication of it could be blind to other people. Of how he got it and everything that has Belle very, very not happy to talk about his eye. I see. I am sorry. Ah, don't be. I'm fine people seeing it, but it's the implication that they scream when looking at it. Eyes getting curious about this walks over to Belle. No, I sat beside Belle after they took some chairs over to the table. May I see? Belle looked shocked at Eyes. Wait, you want to see it? Yes, I'm quite curious. Belle turned, looked at Tyona and Tyone, just raised their hand in a we don't know motion. Alright, but please don't scream. Belle turns to the left where Eyes is and turns to the left where Eyes and Lufia are. Immediately Lily puts a napkin in front of her face. May I ask why you did that? Lily took, immediately covered Lufia's eyes. Lufia getting shocked by this. But why are you covering my eyes? Well, I know that you are a scream type because how you act. So, seeing Belle's eye will cause you to scream. So please don't. See it? Lufia gets more curious about this and just wanted to see it. But when she hears Eyes go, just hearing that noise, yeah, Eyes have seen some shit in her time. So seeing that and actually making a surprise noise makes Lufia think, if it makes Eyes make a sound, I think I shouldn't see it. Lufia just said to Lily, I get it. When this talk happened, Belle turns to Eyes and takes his hand under his hair. When Eyes gets ready to see it, Belle shows his eye, showing the scar going from on top of his forehead, down into his eyelids and into his eye, and down from his cheek. Eyes makes the gasp and Belle covers the eye. No one else heard it except for the high-level adventurers that can hear a lot of small things. When they sort of turn, Belle has already covered his eyes. Lily at that point already took her hands away from Lufia's eyes. How did you get that scar? Ah, that story is not great. Have you heard about how me and Tyona and Tyone got split up in the first place? Yes, I have heard it. You fell down a river. Yeah, I got saved by Dia and Halhaven one day when I was flowing down the river. I joined them for a little while traveling around the area, finally going back to my village, and I wanted revenge. I trained myself for months, Dia helping me a little bit. I went after the bandit that night alone, and I went into their camp in a cave. I saw a lot of shit in there and started doing stuff that I have accepted but still am not proud of. I've accepted that I have done it, and I have accepted that I've done this and I can't change it. I killed so many men in that cave. Dia and Alhaitham catched up with me after I've killed those men in revenge of my village and the people that were still alive in that cave. I went after the leader and got into a fight with him. I fought him as good as I could and killed him. But with that, it cost me my eye with his last attack. It hurt a lot getting hit by it. I am sorry for bringing that memory up for you, Belle. Don't be. I have accepted it. But I know if I go down that path again, I probably will not be the same. I see. So, getting your revenge? Revenge leads to nothing. When I recovered and thought about what I should do, I had no idea. So Dia offered me an offer. Dia offered me to go with her and Alhaitham to Tevat. I accepted and went there. There, I trained to get over my past. Then, I got this, my vision after some few months there. I fought and fought and fought and helped a lot of people out. Wealth and Lily came into my life and helped me get my life on track. So, revenge is not good. No, not exactly. It can drive you, yes, it can drive you to do great or morally wrong things. It can drive you to get stronger and powerful to protect the people you love. And it can drive you to do horrible things. It drove me to a horrible thing at the beginning, and when I got my revenge, it led to good things. But if the revenge is gonna take years, I'd probably recommend trying to figure things out. Belle looked at Eyes. You want revenge, don't you? This shocked Eyes and Lethea and the rest that was around them. Wealth and Lily already saw the signs in Eyes because Belle still had that look in him when they first met. How did you... Eyes, I have gone through the path of revenge. I've seen how they look because I've seen that on my face. I see that in you. Try to get more emotional. Or talk to someone. Anyways, I'm going back to eating. Belle immediately just grabs his food and just starts gobble the food down. But the words that Eyes heard make her think. Talk to people. In the other table, Finn, Riveria, Gareth, Technori. No, not Technori. Sino Alhaitham and Nahida, or only those, well, Finn, Gareth, Riveria, Alhaitham, Sinari, or not Sinari, Technot, Sino, and Dia heard about this. So the boy has been on revenge streak before. Yeah, kid was bad, but luckily he's better than he ever could have been after that. Maybe I should learn from him. Probably should. Everyone looked at Sign. I am sorry. I am so sorry. Everyone looked at Sino. Oh, I'm sorry if it went a little more quiet there. I just turned my mic the wrong way. Everyone looked at Sino at that. Bell can teach you how to relax more. If your god will accept, you can send her over to the house. Well, our house now. Belle can probably talk to her to try to get her black flame down. I can see it in her. It can help her in the long way, but if that flame consumes her, I'm afraid that she probably will be lost. Finn nodding at this, seeing the wisdom in it. I see. Thank you. We will probably consider that. Yes. Well, we should probably go. We're quite done in our eating out here. Finn agreed at that at the same time, and both of the familia left the pub. Belle waved goodbye to Tyona and Tyone, Ice and Luffia, and the other Belle, Wolf and Lily and Collie waved bye to the four others and walked off, where Riveria walked up to Ice. So, you have gotten more. You see where revenge gets some people. Yes, I can see it. It's not good, is it, Ice? Ice looked at Belle's back, seeing him walking forward. He went through same thing as me, but with humans. He killed all of them, but he lost himself. He had to beg for help. Sino, the captain of the Nahida Familia, has agreed that you can come over and talk to Belle. He can probably help you more to relax and get your mind straight. Help you with your thoughts of revenge, Ice. Ice looked at very in shock. Ice, all of us in the me, Gareth, and Finn are concerned for you. Please, go and talk to him. Ice nods at this, thinking about it, and both of them walked home to their familia. So this is gonna be it from this story. I am so sorry that I have been pronouncing the things wrong and everything. I have just done something. I'm sorry I have pronounced things wrong, saying things wrong and everything. I am so sorry. But I hope you guys will enjoy this. This is a bit longer than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be an hour, not probably an hour and a half. So I hope you guys will enjoy. Good morning, but goodbye. Farewell. See you later. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful goddamn time in your homes and wherever you are. Goodbye. goodbye, my fellas, and please leave a comment. I really enjoyed. I haven't had a comment for a long, long time, so please leave a comment. It will make my day. Nothing else. Just leave a goddamn comment. See you later, alligators.